In the opening sequence of Star Wars, Episode 8, The Last Jedi, the First Order's plot for galactic domination is unveiled. Led by General Leia Organa, the Resistance plans a crucial evacuation from their stronghold, knowing that Supreme Leader Snoke's forces are advancing. The Resistance holds on to hope, eagerly anticipating the return of Luke Skywalker. In the opening sequence, Poe Dameron and BB-8 face the dreadnought of the First Order. General Hux commands an attack, and enemy fighters swarm in. Poe instructs Paige to execute a risky maneuver, resulting in a successful bombardment of the dreadnought. The Resistance suffers heavy losses, and Paige sacrifices herself to ensure the destruction. The surviving fighters escape with a hyperdrive jump. Inside the First Order vessel, Snoke chastises Hux for the evacuation's failure. Kylo Ren enters, and Snoke ponders his potential redemption. Kylo denies it, but Snoke doubts his loyalty. Enraged, Kylo destroys his helmet in the elevator. Meanwhile, Finn wakes up, and Poe is relieved to see him. Finn's thoughts immediately turn to Rey. Rey, Chewbacca, and R2-D2 arrive on Esh to aboard the Millennium Falcon, seeking Luke Skywalker. Rey offers him his lightsaber, but Luke casually tosses it aside. Rey persists in her attempts to connect with him and share her purpose. Luke remains uninterested and unmoved, showing no curiosity about her identity or intentions. Suddenly, Chewbacca interrupts their conversation, leading Luke to question Han's fate. After Poe's actions during the Dreadnought encounter, Leia demotes him as a disciplinary measure. The First Order catches up to the Resistance by tracking their hyperspeed jump. TIE fighters are deployed to attack. Kylo, piloting his own TIE fighter, hesitates to strike a fatal blow when he senses Leia's presence on board. The rebel leaders are caught in a devastating blast, launching them into space and causing their tragic deaths. Leia, utilizing her Force abilities, saves herself by pulling back to the ship, but she falls unconscious. Rey and Kylo begin to have a mysterious connection, allowing them to see and communicate with each other. Luke is convinced by R2-D2 playing Leia's original message to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Recognizing Rey's emerging abilities, Luke decides to train her in the ways of the Jedi and investigate the need for their existence. Vice Admiral Holdo assumes control of the Resistance in Leia's absence, introducing a fresh leadership approach. Finn's escape endeavor is interrupted by Rose, a grieving mechanic who lost her sister Paige. Despite a brief taser incident, Rose respects Finn's bravery. Finn discloses the First Order's tracking capability and the dire fuel shortage, leaving no means of escape. They seek help from Maz Kanata, engaged in a fierce conflict. Maz advises them to find a codebreaker on Canto Bight, recognizable by a distinct symbol. Rey undergoes intense training with Luke, learning to tap into the Force and develop her abilities. She demonstrates increasing mastery in perceiving visions and manipulating objects. A troubling vision of a dark abyss draws her in, with Luke attempting to rescue her. The vision is interrupted by a rushing water stream, bringing Rey back to the present. Luke recognizes this as a glimpse of the dark side and expresses his worry, questioning the effectiveness of the Jedi teachings and deeming them flawed. Finn, Rose, and BB-8 infiltrate the lavish casino on Canto Bight, witnessing its corrupt nature. They are captured, but DJ, a cunning scoundrel, offers to help them as he overhears their need for a codebreaker. DJ frees them from their cell and leads them to the stables, where Rose forms a connection with a frightened boy. With BB-8's aid, they confront the guards and ride fathiers to create chaos. Despite losing their original ship, BB-8 and DJ provide them with a replacement vessel, facilitating their daring escape from Canto Bight. Luke recounts the incident with Kylo Ren, admitting his fear and contemplating his former student's elimination. However, Kylo offers a contrasting account to Rey, alleging that Luke sought to kill him due to his growing power. Meanwhile, Vice Admiral Holdo initiates the Resistance's evacuation plan to relocate them to the fortified planet of Crate. Poe, distrustful of Holdo, takes matters into his own hands and stages a mutiny. Leia, now awake, intervenes and stops Poe's actions. With Leia's backing, Holdo's plan proceeds as intended. Rey confronts Luke, questioning him about Kylo's accusations. Their confrontation turns into a brief but intense duel before Rey presses Luke about his intent to kill Kylo. Luke admits his initial consideration due to sensing Kylo's darkness but ultimately chose not to go through with it. Rey decides to leave Esh with Chewie and R2-D2. Luke finds himself contemplating near the sacred Jedi texts, only to be surprised by the appearance of Yoda's spirit. Yoda conjures a lightning bolt, destroying the tree and leaving Luke disheartened. Yoda advises Luke to guide Rey and prevent her fall to the dark side. Luke reflects on Yoda's wise words, "The greatest teacher, failure is." Finn, Rose, and DJ infiltrate the First Order's ship but are captured by Captain Phasma. DJ betrays them for personal gain, revealing their plan to the villains. Meanwhile, Rey is captured by Kylo Ren on the same ship. Kylo brings Rey before Snoke, who taunts her and reveals his plan to eliminate Luke. In a shocking twist, Kylo kills Snoke using Luke's lightsaber. Rey and Kylo fight together against Snoke's soldiers, but Kylo remains consumed by darkness. He tries to convince Rey to join him, but she refuses and leaves to rejoin the Resistance. Hux's forces launch a relentless assault on the Resistance transports. Holdo sacrifices herself by propelling the command ship at light speed into the heart of the First Order's vessel, causing destruction and neutralizing enemy ships. BB-8 commandeers an Edit Walker, raining down firepower on the First Order troops. Finn confronts Phasma in a fierce duel, ultimately defeating her. With the ship collapsing, Phasma meets her demise in the fiery wreckage. Finn and Rose reunite with the Resistance on Crate, ready to continue the fight. The remaining Resistance fighters face overwhelming odds as Kylo Ren and General Hux lead a fleet of colossal walkers with a destructive battering ram cannon. Poe Dameron takes charge, leading Finn, Rose, and a small group on speeders to counterattack. Rey and Chewbacca join in with the Millennium Falcon, engaging TIE fighters. Finn sets out on a daring mission to disable the cannon, but Rose intervenes, crashing her ship into his to stop his reckless charge. Finn rushes to her side, questioning her selfless act. Rose explains their fight is fueled by love for what they hold dear, sharing a heartfelt kiss before losing consciousness. Poe and Leia face despair as the First Order's cannon relentlessly bombards their stronghold. Leia is visited by Luke Skywalker's spectral presence. They share a poignant final encounter, with Luke reminding Leia that nobody truly disappears. With renewed determination, Luke steps out to confront the First Order. Despite their firepower, Luke remains unscathed, casually brushing off his shoulder. Poe realizes Luke is diverting their attention for their escape. Guided by crystal wolves, the Resistance fighters follow a path, only to find an obstacle of rocks blocking their exit. Kylo confronts Luke in a duel, but realizes he is only a hologram. Luke assures Kylo that he won't be the last Jedi, and Rey uses the Force to aid the escape. Rey and Finn reunite while Kylo screams in anger. They flee on the Falcon. Luke uses his remaining power and peacefully merges with the Force. Rey confides in Leia about Luke's departure and seeks guidance for the future of the Resistance. Leia reassures Rey that they have the foundations for a new beginning. In Canto Bight, young Stablehands passionately share the legend of Luke Skywalker. Their overseer interrupts, but one boy ventures outside, wielding a broom like a lightsaber and proudly wearing Rose's Resistance ring. The film concludes with a touching tribute, in loving memory of our princess, Carrie Fisher. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe for more insightful movie analysis. Stay connected with us as we explore the fascinating world of cinema.